One day, Ayumu Aikawa gets killed by a mysterious person. He then gets turned into a zombie by Eucliwood Hellscythe, who is a necromancer. Ayumu wants to find the person who killed him, and Eucliwood decides to help him. A month passes and the two of them are living together and searching for clues about his killer. Ayumu goes to the graveyard for an investigation, and there he meets a girl called Haruna who has a chainsaw weapon. She is fighting a demon bear who is called Megalo. In the giant fight, Ayumu gets injured but he is still alive. Haruna tries to erase his memories, but Ayumu absorbs her magic. This causes Haruna to be totally naked as her magical suit disappears. Haruna does not have her powers, and she decides to stay with Ayumu until she is fully powered up again. The following day, Ayumu gets attacked by another monster. Ayumu has to use his zombie strength to defeat the creature. It seems that Ayumu has gained some powers because of Haruna. Ayumu tries to eat some dinner, but soon gets attacked by a ninja vampire called Seraphim. This vampire wants Eucliwood to help him. Eucliwood does not want to assist Seraphim, so she gets angry. Seraphim wants to replace Ayumu, so she challenges him to a duel. Ayumu and Seraphim fight, and Ayumu wins just because he cannot be killed. He is already dead. Seraphim is impressed and decides to live with Ayumu. This is all part of her plan to get close to Eucliwood. Ayumu remembers the moment he died. It seems that he was attacked by a serial killer and was hit by a sword. The following day, Haruna and Ayumu get into a heated argument. Eucliwood has to stop them before they begin a fight. Orito is Ayumu's classmate and they're still friends. The two of them go bowling, and there they run into Eucliwood, Seraphim and Haruna. Ayumu does not want Orito to find out that the girls are living with him. He tries to keep this secret, but he is horrible at lying. Orito tells Ayumu that a girl called Kyoko was also attacked by a serial killer. Ayumu goes to talk with Kyoko. She describes her attacker and it seems to be Eucliwood. Ayumu now has no idea if Eucliwood is actually the person who killed him. He soon gets attacked by a monster called Hell's Watchdog. This creature wants to take Ayumu back to the underworld. Eucliwood soon arrives and heals Ayumu. Ayumu soon learns that every time Eucliwood heals someone, he has to endure that person's pain. Ayumu and the creature Kerberos go to the scene of a murder. There, they get stabbed and Kerberos dies. Ayumu does not see the killer. Later, Ayumu talks with Eucliwood, and she explains her powers and magical armour. Because of her armour, she cannot have normal human emotions or even speak sometimes. Eucliwood starts to cry because she thinks Ayumu hates her. Ayumu promises to help her and be her friend. The following day, a giant whale monster attacks the city, and Ayumu and his friends have to fight it. Seraphim needs blood, so she drinks some from Haruna. She then kisses her to heal her wounds. Ayumu sees all this happening. Kyoko calls Ayumu and they agree to meet and get some tofu from Haruna's teacher called Dai. They both meet at the graveyard, and there, Kyoko stabs Ayumu and she reveals herself as a serial killer and a monster. Kyoko wants to kill Ayumu, but Seraphim and Haruna arrive just in time. Kyoko uses her powers and attacks the girls. Ayumu also transforms and goes to battle. Kyoko reveals that she wants to collect souls and become immortal. Ayumu and Seraphim manage to stab Kyoko, but she survives. Kyoko then badly wounds Seraphim. Eucliwood arrives and begins to fight Kyoko. At first, Eucliwood manages to deflect all the attacks, but soon Kyoko begins to attack. Eucliwood uses all of her power to defeat Kyoko and destroy all of her souls. Kyoko attacks Eucliwood and creates a giant explosion. Ayumu wants to protect Eucliwood, so he attacks Kyoko and totally destroys all of her harvested souls. Soon, Kyoko only has one, but Ayumu spares the last one. Dai-sensei appears and takes Kyoko to be recalibrated. Kyoko is suddenly once again possessed by an evil creature. It seems that a zombie has taken over Kyoko and escaped. Ayumu is scared because he is in danger of going to summer school. He asks Haruna and Eucliwood to help him with his studies. After a few days, Ayumu completes a test and then goes to meet Haruna. In the meantime, Haruna is fighting a horse megalo creature. She gets called by Dai-sensei and learns that she has a package arriving for her. Ayumu arrives just in time to see Haruna be trapped by the jellyfish monster. Suddenly, a girl who delivers ramen arrives and defeats the creature. This girl is actually a vampire ninja called Maelstrom. Ayumu talks with Mael and Haruna gets jealous. She pushes Ayumu and he accidentally kisses Mael. Ayumu and Seraphim go to a secret lair where Male works. Seraphim reveals that in their culture, if two people kiss, they are married. This means that Ayumu and Male are now officially married. The following day at school, Male tells everyone in class that she is married to Ayumu. Dai-sensei gives Ayumu X-ray glasses that were actually for Seraphim. In the meantime, Haruna has a strange dream about Ayumu and her kissing. While that's happening, Seraphim finally gets her secret message. Haruna goes to meet with Ayumu, and she wants him to take her out on a date. Ayumu invites all the girls for a fun day at the mall. Haruna is furious at this because she wanted a day alone with him. Haruna then demands that Ayumu kisses her, but he rejects her. Eucliwood is kidnapped by a zombie that she tried to kill in the past. This evil zombie now wants revenge. In the meantime, Seraphim reveals that she was ordered to kill Eucliwood. It seems that the magic that Eucliwood has been using has attracted various monsters. Ayumu tells Seraphim that she must not kill Eucliwood as she is their friend. Eucliwood is being tortured by the evil zombie. Her emotions start to get out of control, and she summons a large doll creature that attacks Haruna. Dai-sensei arrives to help, and manages to save Haruna. Male gets possessed by a creature called Mysticore. This Mysticore planned to create a giant explosion. Ayumu arrives and hugs Male. This stops the explosion, and the evil zombie leaves. Eucliwood is now scared of her power, and she decides to leave before her friends get hurt. Several months pass by, and Ayumu still cannot find Eucliwood. Seraphim is now also an outcast from her vampire clan. They actually now wanted to kill her for not getting rid of Eucliwood. One day, Ayumu gets a new violin delivered to his home. Haruna, Ayumu, and Seraphim later face off against an evil zombie called Yoruno. This zombie only wants Eucliwood to come out of hiding. Suddenly, vampire ninjas arrive and save Ayumu and his friends. Seraphim finds Eucliwood standing nearby Ayumu's house. Suddenly, Yoruno shows up and fatally strikes Seraphim. Eucliwood tries to heal Seraphim so that she does not die. Haruna and Ayumu arrive at Yoruno's house, and there he activates a bomb. Ayumu takes the bomb and jumps out of the window. It explodes and his body gets totally ruined. The girls find all the body parts that Ayumu lost in the explosion. They try to revive him, but he does not wake up. Dai-sensei shows up and puts Haruna into Ayumu's mind so that she can save him. It seems that Ayumu blamed himself for everything and has lost the will to live. Haruna motivates him and he finally wakes up. Ayumu and his friends finally face off against Yoruno and Eucliwood. In the meantime, Seraphim is fighting off monsters at the Demon Gate. Soon, other vampire ninjas arrive to help her out. Ayumu tries to fight Yoruno, but he is not strong enough. Ayumu and Haruna both transform into beings called Maso Shoujos and fight Yoruno and his powers. Ayumu manages to beat up Yoruno. Yoruno gives up and decides to die. Eucliwood also decides to stay with Ayumu and his other friends. Ayumu, with his friends, goes to a swimming pool to have some fun and relax. There, they meet their other friends like Yuki, Kanami, and Taiko. Seraphim notices that another vampire is also there. Her name is Sarasvati, and she is a net idol it seems. Haruna and Seraphim enter a popularity competition against Sarasvati. Dai-sensei also shows up and gives Eucliwood a device that allows her to give her magical powers to Ayumu. Eucliwood is also allowed to sing during the popularity competition and have some real fun. Ayumu, by accident, uses part of Eucliwood's magic, and suddenly all the girls are in bathing suits. They all get angry at him and punish him.